Rethinking Wealth, the untapped potential of network marketing in the African American community. Welcome to a paradigm shifting exploration of wealth, opportunity, and the future of business. I'm here today to challenge everything you thought you knew about network marketing and its potential to transform lives, especially within the African American community. The insights I'm about to share with you come from a recent eye-opening interview with Kymberly Caldwell, a visionary entrepreneur and wealth-building advocate who's on a mission to revolutionize how we think about financial freedom and community empowerment. Kymberly isn't just another business guru. She's a force of nature, a beacon of hope in a world where the path to prosperity often seems blocked for too many. Her work isn't just about making money. It's about reshaping destinies, breaking cycles of poverty, and building a legacy of wealth that can lift entire communities. The wisdom she shared with me wasn't just informative, it was transformative. And today, I'm going to share that wisdom with you. Let's start with a question that might make you uncomfortable. What if everything you believed about network marketing was wrong? What if, instead of being a scam or a get-rich-quick scheme, it's actually a viable path to financial freedom and community empowerment? What if the very thing we've been conditioned to avoid could be the key to unlocking generational wealth for our community? I know I can almost hear the skepticism in your thoughts. Network marketing, isn't that just a fancy term for pyramid schemes? But I urge you to suspend your disbelief for the next few minutes, because what I'm about to share with you could change not just your financial future, but the future of our entire community. Let's start with a startling statistic that Kymberly shared with me. Only 8% of African Americans have invested in the network marketing industry. Now, you might be thinking, well, that's because it's not a legitimate business model. But here's where things get interesting and counterintuitive. What if our aversion to network marketing is actually a symptom of a larger problem? Our collective approach to wealth building. Ixui. Now, brace yourselves for this next piece of information. It's not just shocking, it's terrifying. The projected wealth for African Americans is expected to reach zero in just 30 years. Zero. Let that sink in for a moment. When Kymberly turns 80, our community's wealth could be completely depleted. This isn't just a problem, it's a crisis in the making. It's a ticking time bomb that threatens to erase decades of progress and struggle. But here's where hope comes in. While we're busy working 2 or 3 jobs trying to make ends meet, we might be missing out on a fundamental shift in the business landscape. As Kymberly astutely observed, 2 and 3 jobs are for 2 people. It's time to shift the paradigm from brick and mortar to click and order. Now, and I know what you're thinking, but I have a stable job, I'm doing okay, and that's great. But let me ask you this. In today's digital age, can you really afford not to have an online presence? Kymberly's words ring in my ears. If you don't have a business online, you don't have a business. It's a bold statement, but in a world where Amazon can deliver almost anything to your doorstep in a matter of hours, can we really argue with it? Let me share a story with you that illustrates the power of this shift. Kymberly told me about Sarah, a single mother of 3 who was working 2 jobs just to keep food on the table. Sarah was exhausted, stressed, and saw no way out of her financial struggles. Then she discovered network marketing. At first, she was skeptical, just like many of us would be, but she decided to give it a try. Sarah started small, selling products to friends and family in her spare time. But as she learned more about leveraging social media and building an online presence, her business began to grow. Within a year, she was able to quit one of her jobs. By the end of the second year, she was making more from her network marketing business than she ever did from her traditional jobs. Today, Sarah not only provides comfortably for her family, but she's also able to invest in her community, helping other single mothers find their path to financial freedom. This is the power of network marketing in the digital age. It's not about pestering your friends to buy products they don't want. It's about building a real business, leveraging the power of the internet, and creating multiple streams of income. But let's take a step back for a moment. Why is Kymberly so passionate about this? Well, she shared with me that she was born into a family business. She's a product of entrepreneurship, of taking risks, of building something from the ground up. But here's the kicker. No one ever tapped her on the shoulder and said, hey, let me show you how to become wealthy. And that's what's driving her now.
She's on a mission to normalize the network marketing industry, to tap into wealth building principles that have been overlooked or misunderstood by our community. Now, let's consider for a moment the traditional path to wealth. We're told to get a good education, land a stable job, save for retirement, and maybe if we're lucky, we'll be comfortable in our golden years. But is that really working for us? The statistics Kymberly shared suggest otherwise. So maybe, just maybe, it's time to consider alternatives. Here's where things get really interesting. Kymberly made a statement that might raise some eyebrows. God wants you to be a millionaire residually. Now, before you dismiss this as prosperity gospel, let's unpack it a bit. What if we reframe this idea? What if we consider that perhaps, just perhaps, we're meant to prosper not just for our own benefit, but for the good we can do with that prosperity? As Kymberly puts it, good people do good things with money. It's a simple statement, but it's profound when you really think about it. Imagine the impact we could have on our communities if more of us had the financial means to affect change. Imagine the businesses we could start, the scholarships we could fund, the community centers we could build. Let me share another story that illustrates this point. Kymberly told me about Marcus, a young man from an inner city neighborhood plagued by poverty and crime. Marcus got involved in network marketing while he was still in college. By the time he graduated, his business was thriving. But here's the beautiful part. Marcus didn't just use his newfound wealth to move out of his neighborhood. Instead, he stayed and invested in his community. He started a mentorship program for at risk youth, teaching them about entrepreneurship and financial literacy. He funded scholarships for local students. He even opened a community center that provides resources for small business owners. Today, Marcus's neighborhood is transforming. Crime rates are down, graduation rates are up, and there's a new sense of hope and possibility in the air. This is the power of wealth in the hands of good people. This is the potential that network marketing holds for our community. It's not just about individual success, it's about lifting up entire communities. But here's the rub: to do good with money, you need to have money first. And that's where network marketing comes in. It's not about getting rich quick, it's about building a sustainable business model that leverages the power of networks in the digital economy. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but I'm not a salesperson. I'm not comfortable with the idea of selling to my friends and family. And that's a valid concern. But here's where we need to shift our perspective. Network marketing, when done right, isn't about aggressive selling. It's about sharing products or services you believe in with people who might benefit from them. It's about building relationships and creating value. Let's consider for a moment the power of residual income. In the traditional job model, you trade your time for money. When you stop working, the money stops coming in. But in network marketing, you have the potential to build a business that continues to generate income even when you're not actively working. That's the power of leverage. And it's a concept that's been used by the wealthy for generations. Kymberly shared a story that perfectly illustrates this concept. She told me about Lisa, a school teacher who started a network marketing business on the side. Lisa loved teaching, but she was frustrated by the limited income potential in her profession. Through her network marketing business, Lisa was able to build a team and create a product line that resonated with her audience. Within a few years, Lisa's residual income from her network marketing business surpassed her teaching salary. But here's the beautiful part: Lisa didn't quit teaching. Instead, she used her newfound financial freedom to make an even bigger impact in her classroom. She funded field trips, bought supplies for students who couldn't afford them, and even started a college fund for promising students from low income families. This is the power of residual income. It's not about replacing your job, it's about creating additional streams of income that give you the freedom to make a bigger impact in the areas you're passionate about. But here's where things get really exciting and potentially game changing for our community. Network marketing has the potential to democratize wealth building. You don't need a fancy degree or a huge amount of startup capital. What you need is dedication, a willingness to learn, and the ability to build and nurture relationships. Now, I can hear some of you saying, but what about the risks? What if I fail? And those are valid concerns. But let me ask you this: what's the bigger risk? Trying something new and potentially failing, or sticking with the status quo and watching our community's wealth dwindle to zero? Kymberly's message is clear. It's time to get your money. But it's not just about accumulating wealth for wealth's sake. It's about creating financial freedom, that allows you to make a bigger impact. It's about building a legacy that can be passed down to future generations. Let me share one final story that drives this point home. Kymberly told me about the Johnson family. For generations, the Johnsons had been hardworking, middle class folks. They had good jobs. They paid their bills on time, but they never seemed to get ahead. That is, until Maria Johnson discovered network marketing. At first, Maria's family was skeptical. They worried she was getting involved in a scam. But Maria persevered. She worked hard, learned everything she could about the business, and slowly but surely, her business began to grow. Within 5 years, Maria had built a thriving network marketing business that was generating more income than she and her husband had ever made in their traditional jobs. But here's the real impact. Maria's success inspired her children. Her daughter started her own online business while still in college. Her son used the principles he learned from his mother's business to advance rapidly in his corporate career. Today, the Johnson family is building generational wealth for the first time in their history. They're investing in real estate, funding college educations for their grandchildren, and actively giving back to their community. This is the power of network marketing. It's not just about making money, it's about changing mindsets, breaking cycles of financial struggle, and creating new possibilities for generations to come. But here's the thing this shift isn't going to happen overnight. It requires a fundamental change in how we think about business, about wealth, about opportunity. It requires us to challenge our preconceptions and to be open to new ideas. So, let me leave you with this thought provoking question. What if the very thing we've been conditioned to avoid could be the key to unlocking generational wealth for our community? What if, by embracing network marketing, we could not only secure our own financial futures, but also create opportunities for others in our community? I'm not saying it's easy. Building any business requires hard work, dedication, and a willingness to learn and grow. But what if the potential rewards far outweigh the risks? What if this could be the key to changing the alarming wealth projections for our community? Kymberly's story and insights have challenged me to rethink my assumptions about wealth building and business opportunities. They've made me question whether our traditional approaches to financial success are serving us well, especially in light of the alarming wealth projections for our community. So I want to challenge each of you listening today. Don't dismiss network marketing out of hand. Take the time to research, to learn, to understand how it works. Look for reputable companies and successful individuals in the industry. Ask questions, be skeptical, but also be open to the possibilities. Remember, as Kymberly said, if you don't have a business online, you don't have a business. In today's digital age, can you really afford to ignore the opportunities that network marketing and online business present? But beyond that, I want you to think bigger. Think about the impact you could have if you achieve financial freedom. Think about the changes you could make in your community, the lives you could touch, the legacy you could leave. As we wrap up today, I want to leave you with one final thought from Kymberly. Get your money. But let's expand on that. Get your money, not just for yourself, but for the good you can do with it. Get your money so you can invest in your community. Get your money so you can create opportunities for others. Get your money so you can be part of the solution to the wealth crisis facing our community. The choice is yours. You can stick with the status quo and hope for the best, or you can open yourself up to new possibilities. You can dismiss network marketing as a scam, or you can investigate it as a potential path to financial freedom. You can accept the projected wealth statistics as inevitable, or you can decide to be part of changing that narrative. What will you choose? Will you stay in your comfort zone, or will you dare to challenge your assumptions and explore new opportunities? Will you be content with the traditional path, or will you blaze a new trail that could lead to generational wealth for our community? The future is in our hands. The time for change is now. It's time to shift the paradigm. It's time to normalize new paths to wealth building. It's time to embrace the digital economy and the opportunities it presents. So, I challenge you. Take what you've heard today and let it percolate. Let it challenge your assumptions. Let it inspire you to think differently about wealth, about business, about opportunity, and then take action. Educate yourself. Explore opportunities. Be open to new ideas. Remember, the projected zero wealth for our community in 30 years isn't a foregone conclusion. It's a wake-up call. And thanks to insights from visionaries like Kymberly Caldwell, we have the power to change that trajectory. Don't let fear or skepticism hold you back. Don't let the opinions of others dictate your financial future. You have the power to change your life, to build wealth, to create a legacy. And in doing so, you have the power to change our community's future. Imagine a world where financial freedom is the norm in our community, not the exception. Imagine a world where we're not just surviving, but thriving. Imagine a world where we have the resources to solve our own problems, to fund our own initiatives, to build our own institutions. That world is possible, but it requires us to think differently. It requires us to act differently. It requires us to embrace new opportunities, even when they challenge our preconceptions. So I leave you with this call to action: investigate, educate yourself, challenge your assumptions, be open to new possibilities, and most importantly, take action, because the future of our community depends on it. The path to generational wealth might not look like what we've been taught to expect. It might not come in the form of a traditional 9 to 5 job. It might come through network marketing, through online business, through embracing the digital economy. Are you ready to explore these possibilities? Are you ready to challenge the status quo? Are you ready to be part of the solution to our community's wealth crisis? The choice is yours. The future is in your hands. What will you do with this information? How will you use it to change your life, your family's life, your community's future? Remember, every journey begins with a single step. Your step might be as simple as researching network marketing companies. It might be starting a side hustle online. It might be having a conversation with someone who succeeded in this industry. Whatever that first step is, I urge you to take it, because the stakes are too high to do nothing. The future of our community is too important to leave to chance. You have the power to make a difference. You have the power to build wealth. You have the power to create change. So I ask you one final time: what will you do with that power? How will you use it to secure your financial future and lift up our community? The time for action is now. The opportunity is here. The choice is yours. Let's rewrite the story of wealth in our community. Let's create a new narrative of prosperity, of opportunity, of generational wealth. Let's prove that the projected zero wealth in 30 years is not our destiny, but a challenge we will overcome. Together, we can change the future. Together, we can build wealth. Together, we can create a legacy of prosperity for generations to come. The journey starts now. Are you ready to take that first step?